that's interesting. Okay, maybe I was just in the wrong place.
No, you canceled it.
Oh, okay, I didn't intend to.
Mr. Squid, where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
But that... The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that? Does that live for nothing?
Okay. Died of melodrama. Got it. So there's Taco Hat guy. Pretty sure I've seen him too. Don't remember where though.
That was face shot off guy.
Hmm. Alright, that's Abe Lincoln. So it sounds like the guy that was torn apart was French. I'm not going to try to narrow it down too much like that, but I'll have to see how many French people are on the list.
There was a Frenchman that was torn apart.
Yeah, true. It might not be the same person. We'll have to see how many people have been torn apart. Alright, I don't feel like I got anything much useful out of that.
Well, the game is telling you that you could identify him.
Yeah, I guess that's possible. Alright, so let's see if I can find him. It's this guy.
Let's try show memories on deck map.
Alright, so he's there.
Escape Part 1, The Doom Part 7, The Doom 8.
Alright. It seems like I can't really go to that place. I have to actually walk there and use the watch and all that.
Yeah, you can just completely hop around.
Yeah, it would be convenient.
But yeah, so the game is telling you you can identify this guy in this scene with the information you were given.
Yeah, see, I already feel like I've forgotten too much. Well, I mean, these two were in the lifeboat. So it looks like they may have escaped. There was one other guy in the lifeboat with them. Alright, that door opened, but there was nothing in it.
I'll say right now, there was something in it.
Hmm.
If something opens, it's important.
I guess. I gotta... Oh, okay. I don't think I want to deal with that right now. I had enough stuff to think about.
We want to take a look through the book and see what the game thinks we should be able to identify and maybe take a stab at some of them. No, there's something the game hasn't told you about yet. I don't know what triggers the tutorial. When you see that little mark over that guy's head, that's a deduction rating. It basically, or like click on him, then click on the name. Like click on this unknown soul. No, it doesn't seem to be telling you. I don't know what precisely does it, but basically, it's a 1 to 3 rating. 1 is the easiest to deduce. 3 is the most difficult to deduce. So according to the game, we can identify this guy, and it should be easy.
Alright, so he could be Paul. Because it looks like... I heard one of the passengers shouting out. So probably... They said, Paul, look out, and either Paul didn't look out and got stabbed, or Paul looked out, saw this guy coming up behind him, and stabbed him.
Well, think what happened in the next scene.
Yeah, so she shot the guy's face. So she probably wouldn't have shot the guy that she told to look out. So how many Pauls have we got here? There's a passenger who's completely unknown.
No, those are just entries that give you the ability to say, I think he's a steward, but I don't know which one. So you can just write in temporarily a unknown steward or a unknown top man.
Yeah, so it makes sense this guy would be the first mate's steward. So we can at least identify him. And I guess the question would be, who was it that shouted? Is there anybody perhaps related to him? A passenger named Moss? Don't think so. So I guess if they say can be deduced, does that mean just his identity, or does that mean everything?
It means the identity in this case.
Alright, yeah, so I got that.
Because the fate is usually not something that needs to be deduced that much, in that it should be more apparent from just looking at the scene. And the character that killed them will likely have their own deduction rating. So for instance, this guy is a 2. So he's more complicated, which presumably just means he wasn't literally named.
Okay, so presumably an officer who had a mate. A French mate. And I'm seeing precisely one of those.
That seems pretty logical. You can also have the additional information that he used the invective verdammt, which is German. This guy is Austrian, so would be able to speak German. So that is more confirmation.
All right. Okay, in the lazarette. But I take it I can't get to that because it's in the part that I'm not allowed to access.
Yeah.
All right, so there's still something going on the bow. I hope that's this way. Could be the stern. I can't tell by looking at them from below. Yeah, I got a map. Half want to hold shift to run and half worry that it might crash the game again if I try. Alright. Now the game says there should be something here. I'm not seeing anything or anyone. There's a bell.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly it means by the bow.
Alright, we got a map. Okay, all that stuff is going on. Orlop deck, cargo hold. Okay, so the lazarette is way at the bottom of the ship.
Possibly check the glossary.
Yeah, alright. Can never figure out how to get out of these things.
Takes some getting used to. Doesn't seem to define the bow. I think
does not.
feel like in this situation, like we know where at least something is, so we should take that.
Yeah, alright. Probably can't
Because
get
a lot
through.
of times things will open up as you go through.
I suppose. I mean, it was circled, though.
On your toes.
Go back there!
Here.
Pepe!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us.
Give it up!
Alright, so... I think that's a different taco hat guy. It was a gunshot again. Part of me almost wondered if the lady was holding the gun, but it doesn't look like it. What are they doing? They're either loading that guy onto the boat or getting him off the boat. Oh, I see. This is really early.
Yeah, we're way off on the timeline on this one.
Okay, clearly died from a gunshot. person's pretty high up. Oh. Not just high up, but hanging. Where is it, little smoke trail? What happened? Timmy fall down the well? Okay, he's just fastened to that rope. Fair enough.
Hok Seng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
Quiet.
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire!
Now please tell me I don't have to identify which one of these actually landed the fatal shot. Yeah, there's no way that's happening. No, I'm more interested in the monkey riding a goat. Just about everybody's here.
Yep. Big event.
Yep. Those are the other passengers trying to get to him, it looks like. You seem completely uninterested in the whole thing. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this?
Seems pretty clear.
Yep. I guess this is still shot by gun because they don't have a.
Yeah, executed is not an option. Or sentenced to death. What killed him was a shot with a gun.
It doesn't seem like I can pick all of the above.
This seemed like the game wants you to finger one specific culprit.
Yeah. I mean, Wolf seems to be the guy who's giving the order. Presumably, he wouldn't be shooting. But would that be the person responsible?
I mean, does it sound right if you say he was shot by the guy giving the order in the firing line?
Makes sense to me, but only because that's the only possible answer to this. And
Is it?
there's no way you're going to identify, because you got, what, 5 people shooting all at the same time? I mean, I guess if I look at the scene again, maybe one specific gunshot hit him and the rest missed. You got 2 bullets going off into the middle of nowhere. We got 4 shooters, and I only see... Okay. I think I see what's going on. It's like this trail of gunfire leads to that guy.
It's
Is
Hat
that
Guy
Will?
again.
Oh, okay. That guy. So we don't know who he is. We just know that he's the guy responsible. I'm going to assume she's Miss Lynn. Oh, there we go. This is probably the guy who was accused of killing. Bye, little cloud.
Just gonna make one big loop.
Oh, okay. It's like I click and it doesn't seem to be doing anything, so I click again to make it do something and then it cancels it.
Hello? Who is there? Who is that? Is someone hurt? Senora Nichols, is that you? What are you doing down here?
Hello, yes. All fine here. Just, sorting some things. Watch your step. Here, let me help you.
Aha. Can't see what's going on.
Whatever it is, it did just cause this man's death.
Yep. I'm gonna say this time we know who the victim and the attacker are. Just not necessarily what the method of death is. But I may just have missed that.
Not necessarily missed it. I think the game wants you to make like the most reasonable assumption here based on the movement and like what it's most likely to be.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's got to be a knife, but he could just have been punched that hard. So let me go back to here. So the murder of Nunzio Pasqua. So I'm going to take it that this guy is Nunzio Pasqua. He appears to have been knifed by a Mr. Nichols. I'm going to make sure there are no other Nichols on the list.
He did have the taco hat. So he's probably a high up guy. So yeah, it is in all cases a reasonable logical conclusion, I would say. The game has given you the information here.
This fella's already dead. At least he looks dead. Yeah, he's been clubbed.
But he's not dead.
Hmm.
Because that was the guy that was executed.
Oh.
It's Hoksang Lao.
Yeah, I guess if I were to... Yeah. Oh, so he's Formosan royalty. That makes sense. Something is happening here. There's a gem in this vault. So I'm thinking somebody was trying to take it.
Sure does seem something was going on here.
Yeah, I just forgot where the door was.
Alright, so I think that was the end of that chain.
I didn't even remember there being 3 of them. Oh, right, yeah, this guy was dangling off the side. I kind of want to see if I can find the room where that gem was. Pretty sure I'd seen another staircase down, but it's on the other side of the floor. Nobody here. This looks vaguely like the hallway, but I guess it would be down another floor. And I can open this. Alright, that was productive. That seems
Also,
to be the way down into the hold, but I can't get in.
just a note while you're searching, looking for flies is the way to go. That is how the game designates dead stuff.
I see, yeah. So what happened to the goat?
Take him to the car, please. Give him wraps and keep him left right.
Hit her here. One swing. Get through the skull in stone or brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Here?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks up. You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Chuck?
Mind your shoes now.
I'm glad the cow has such a good memory for faces. So that appears to be the guy holding the axe. One of them's named Charlie, but it's not clear that it's the guy who swung the axe. Just somebody who doesn't seem to have been comfortable around slaughtering animals. Alright, we made it back to chapter 2.
Off the coast of Portugal. So we don't actually need to say anything here.
That's good. Guess we're gonna get into why they had to kill the cow.
Same as the other fellow. Some lung disease, non-consumption. Made worse by the cold.
Will it spread?
If so, we'd all had it. They must have picked it up at the Alaska house. I checked all hands just now, and everyone is healthy.
And him? What are his chances?
I gave him some laudanum. We'll see.
I guess we will. So I presume that guy is the doctor? I know they had a doctor on board. Maybe this is the doctor.
This guy seems awfully comfy.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he's got the disease and they just propped him up against the wall there, but it seems like a really odd position to be propped up. Whoever that is already dead. Suppose it might be interesting to see which room this is. Ah, surgeon's room. Clearly an illness.
Just don't know who yet.
Well, at least we can find the other person who also had it. Unfortunately, they had a lot of body bags on the ship. When I guess back then you set out, you knew that was happening.
Saya tutup. Aku terpilih.
Alright, well, at least we got a name this time. They hung up hammocks on the gun deck. And these must be the fellows who were talking about cheating. Doesn't seem like he's got any connection to them. That was just a conversation that was happening at the same time.
Yep.
I'm assuming chapter 6 will be something like somebody got revenge for cheating, and I'll have to remember that this happened. Okay, so we got someone named Syed, it seems. Unless that was just a Russian word for... Okay, there we go. No, Indian, that's right, it was Hindi. Solomon Syed. I'm gonna guess he also died of the infection, because they were talking about that in the other scene.
Seems to be some coughing going on.
Mm-hmm. I guess I should check and see. Yeah, so poisoned is also an option. Might be that these people were poisoned, but I mean, I'd expect the surgeon to be able to tell the difference, so it is 1807. Maybe they didn't know. non-contagious lung disease that presumably 2 people picked up. At the Lasker house. Let's see who these people were. Want to get out of that list? Who is at the very bottom of the thing? Okay, so yeah, these are the sailors. Presumably, all of the Indian sailors came from the same place or were located in the same place, and they're suspecting that that's where they picked up whatever they died from.
Mm-hmm.
So the other
So
guy
one of
must
the
be one of those 3. No, could be the steward.
would seem unlikely, though.
Probably, yeah. All right. I'd say this seems like probably about the worst time to stop and forget everything that I've done so far before the next time I play. So let's say we head back to the present and do just that.
Sounds like a plan, I suppose.
Yep. Looks like we've got everything we're going to get out of that chapter. All right. So we'll leave it here. I'll chop up the video into pieces somehow, and it'll probably end up as a page on one of those books.
Well, it'll go right next to your computer blue screening and my internet dying. We'll have to figure out those fates eventually.
We're still determining whether there was some connection between those events. But we'll figure all that out.
I hope we won't revisit those scenes.
Yeah. I certainly don't want to have to live through it again, but there's probably some diagnostic information available somewhere. Maybe it's just the computers and internet both didn't exist in 1807, so the game simply couldn't handle it.
Making it period accurate.
Well, we will try to resolve all the anachronisms and bring you all more Return of the Obra Dinn next time.
See you around.